Hey everybody, it's the situational therapist. I hope you all are doing well. So I've had a lot of people ask me, how is the DSM racist? So could you explain how racism seeps its way into the DSM? And I don't want to explain that for you, and let me tell you why. The reason I don't want to explain it is because I don't want you guys to learn on this channel the same way that you learn outside in the world. One of the biggest problems with our education system is that we deposit information into people instead of making it an interaction. So this is what we're going to do. I know that people genuinely want to know how and why the DSM is racist. So we're going to try something different. I want you to go out, do your own research, figure out why it's racist, and then at the bottom of this video, I want you to leave comments and ask me questions. I'll make another video a week later answering those questions. Now, I am going to help you because while I won't tell you why it's racist, I will subject myself to several tests to search for mental illnesses, starting with schizophrenia. Indicate to the extent to which you agree with the following statement. You know, having schizophrenia is something that I used to be legitimately afraid of, especially because I knew that one of the symptoms of it, or one of the things that exacerbated it, was smoking weed. I used to get so anxious smoking weed because I thought it was going to give me schizophrenia. I just didn't look in a book to realize it. But anyway, other people are unable to see or hear things that I can. I agree. Sometimes when I'm in therapy, I will ask one partner a question, and then the other partner will react to it. And if I try to ask them, did you see how you just automatically reacted to your partner's response? They'll say no, I didn't see it. And this keeps happening. So yeah, absolutely. I feel like I'm able. The only reason I don't do strongly agree is because sometimes I don't trust myself. I don't trust, my ability to perceive things. Sometimes I'm not able to speak at all. Absolutely. One time I was sitting at the park and I was with this girl who I was very, I thought she was super cute. And she was talking to one of her family members, and they said something that was really mean to her. Actually, this little girl says, "Who do you think you are to talk to me like that?" And I could see that it really upset this person. And so then after that, I was like, ooh, somebody about to get it. I just didn't know it was going to be me. Because she looked over at me, and when I tell you that this girl laid into me, you need to stop being so this. You got to stop putting up walls. Don't nobody want to hear about parts of you. Got to stop being like that. Bruh. I just wasn't able to speak. I knew that I needed to tell her that, who do you think you are talking to me this way? That's what I needed to say, but it just would not come out. So absolutely, there are some times where I'm unable to speak at all. Absolutely. I have a diagnosis for something which I may have been told may alter my behavior. Now, for those students in class, this is one of those questions. Because just because you have a diagnosis for something does not mean that it's going to alter your behavior. I'm going to give you a hint. Diagnosis, mental illness, they are adjectives, not. Yes, I have a diagnosis for something. Absolutely. I have been told that I have generalized anxiety disorder. I've been told that I have major depressive disorder. I've been told that I'm ADHD. I've been told that I might be on the autism spectrum. I've been told lots of different things. So yes, I've been told that they alter my behavior. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I've been told in the past as a child. I've been told ADHD. That's why your child does this. That's why he behaves this way. Yeah. Organizing and getting on with my work can be very difficult. I believe I have powers that regular people. Okay, so look, I'm not trying to say that your boy has actual superpowers. I am saying, though, that I have an uncanny ability to get people to walk up to me and just say stuff. Y'all remember the street preachers? Y'all remember that girl yelling that I was sexy in that video? Stuff like that happens to me all the time, right? And sometimes I feel like I know how to say exactly what someone needs to hear in the moment so that they don't feel bad or that they don't feel guilty. And again, how do you define regular people? I wonder, because this question, is it not implicitly saying that I think that some people are normal and some people aren't? But, do I feel like I have powers that, I feel like I have an uncanny ability to explain things in a way that just makes sense to folks. For example, systemic racism. People have a hard time explaining systemic racism. The reason that systemic racism is what it is because there is an experience gap that white people just won't get to have. It's not right or wrong. There is just a gap in experience. It's kind of like an atheist where they have an absence of belief in God. A white person has an absence of an experience of racism. They don't know what that feels like because there's just a space where racism is supposed to be. So the most that they can do is understand reverse racism, or where they feel like they're being treated differently because of the color of their skin. The issue is white people create the context. They create the laws. They create the rules. And from those creation of those rules, those pillars, sometimes our bias slips in. And so that's what's meant by systemic racism. Somebody created something without other people in mind. For example, me being a member of the Washington Association for Marriage and Family Therapists, LMFTs, our profession, was not designed with black folks in mind. I just don't know if there were any black people at that Macy conference that y'all think people don't remember about. Like, I just don't know if any black folks was there, right? I'm going off on a tangent. Do I believe I have powers that regular people do not have? It depends on how you define powers, right? Like, do I have abilities and perceptions? Absolutely. I know exactly what to say to anybody in any moment, that what they need to hear so that they don't get mad at me. I think that's a superpower. I feel like I'm really good at rallying people together around a cause. That's a superpower. I mean, I kind of don't agree, disagree, strongly agree, or strongly agree. None of those are my answers, but I have to pick one. Sort of like the schizophrenic person does whenever he's faced with a situation where the person who's supposed to be his primary caregiver is beating the hell out of him. Either it's his fault or not his fault, and he doesn't want to choose any of them. This would be really a triggering test to give to somebody who is a survivor of trauma, especially if you were sitting in a doctor's office and they asked you this question and you didn't know how to say, the question is stupid. You might get diagnosed with something because the question's stupid. But I don't know. Do I believe I have powers? Yes, because I define my ability to be able to feel the emotions of others and just know what they want, because I pick up on nonverbal cues, because I had to learn how to read nonverbal behaviors as a child so I didn't get my ass beat. Yes, I believe that that's a superpower. I strongly agree, because I don't think that everybody goes through abuse like that. When I speak, the words come out wrong or not how I intend, or people tell me I'm not making sense. Again, that's a very interesting question. As a black man, I have had people tell me I'm not making sense before. My ex-wife used to tell me that I didn't make a lot of sense. That girl that I was at the bench with on the park, she told me that I wasn't making a lot of sense sometimes. There was one time I was working for this boss. He was really kind of a dick, and he would tell me that my theories, the way that I'm explaining things about therapy, it just didn't make sense, like that was knowledge that I was using from a long time ago. It didn't make sense. So yeah, I mean, sometimes my words come out wrong, and sometimes people are telling me I'm not making sense. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I hear conversations between people that others... Absolutely, I do. Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen a couple, just anywhere doing anything, and you can see that the man is walking a few steps ahead of her, and she's kind of in the background with the kids and stuff? Bruh, that's a whole conversation. That's a whole because the thing is this, it's several things. It could be that he's ahead scouting out for threats. But I mean, I would feel like if I was the husband in any situation, I'm walking with my clan and stuff, I'm gonna piss off cancel culture. I am not, because I said the word clan, I am not gonna leave my family just kind of out to the side and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, so I hear and see conversations that other people can't hear all the time. I can hear other people talking or whispering about me so quietly that others don't know. I mean, I've been in situations where I've been in jobs and stuff, especially places where I'm the only black person there. Absolutely, I've looked over and seen people talking about, look at me and then kind of looking away and stuff, or whispering, oh, there's that guy. I've heard that before. I actually, one time when I worked at a juvenile prison, the kids used to whisper and talk about me all the time. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I can hear that. I can hear, because, I'm listening to things in my environment, because again, when I go into my environment as a survivor of trauma, I am looking around to try to make sure that I am safe, that nothing in here is going to harm me. So absolutely, yeah. Sometimes I feel that others may intend to harm me or are planning to harm me. Absolutely. Especially when I go outside with cops and stuff. Oh my goodness, I can look at a cop and I feel like they're trying to harm me. 100%. And I feel like, people getting shot, that might be okay okay thought to have. Sometimes I completely lack emotions, like I'm a robot. Yes, especially in that moment when that girl was talking to me that way, or when my ex-wife used to scream at me for not doing stuff, or when my mom used to scream at me for not doing stuff, or when my teachers would scream at me for not doing stuff. I would just kind of go blank and just not really feel anything. Just try to kind of sit there and freeze, and I just didn't feel anything in that moment. Now I would feel it later when it came back up. But yeah, no, absolutely, strongly agree. Strongly. Sometimes I believe that another person or thing can take charge of my mind or body. Let's skip the exposition, straight to the definition. I'm a therapist, a lyricist, comedian, clinician, and this is my position, or better yet, my mission. I'ma teach the world all the ways that the DSM is tripping. More than just a slight suspicion, it's full of made-up conditions. That's why being gay was a mental illness in the 3rd edition. Let's start us a petition, submit a new condition. I'll call it sexism, racism, Trumpism, disposition. Now that I got your attention, I need to mention that the DSM Commission is made of physicians. Most of them had conflicts of interest. They forgot to mention when penning. When does a momentary lapse in your judgment become a symptom? Sometimes I'm unable to tell whether something I'm seeing is real or whether I'm imagining it. You know, I was reading about solipsism the other day, and it's just this philosophical belief that your mind is all that exists. Like, you can't prove that other minds are there. You only know that you exist. And so when you extrapolate that to like an existence standpoint, there's an argument that there's only one form of consciousness. And that one consciousness is just experiencing everything around it. And so from a philosophical standpoint, solipsism, absolutely, I don't know. How real is real? How do you define real? And again, you have to imagine if I was sitting in a doctor's office, that would be a question like, what do you mean by real? We're in quantum physics and stuff. Things are both a particle and a wave until you observe it. Absolutely, I don't know whether or not sometimes I see some stuff. I've seen things out of the corner of my eye. Absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, I want to say I strongly agree because it's true. Oftentimes I see, I don't know whether or not it's real or not. I mean, something jump out of the corner. Is it just me? You know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Can tell what's going to happen before it happens. I think this. Sometimes I believe that I'm able to read minds or other people can read minds. Now, I don't think that I can read minds. No. I strongly disagree with that. I can't read your mind. I can read your behaviors, though, and I don't know what's going on up in here, but I do know what you do out here. And that might be an indication of what's going on in here, but that's not necessarily true. That's one of the reasons I stayed in an abusive relationship so long, is because I'm looking at your behaviors and I'm saying that you mean something else when your behaviors are obviously telling me that you don't want me to be around. You don't care about anything that I have to say. And yeah, I should just start listening to. So yeah, I don't think that I can read minds. I do feel like I can read behaviors though. And I guess if behaviors come from a mind, then I guess I can read minds. Never thought about that. Yeah, if the behavior comes from a mind, and I can read your behaviors, if your mind and your behaviors, if they come from the same place, yeah, I can read minds. I think I have a license to read minds. Absolutely, yeah. Because I've experienced things mentioned in the previous questions, I've had trouble in my job, in my home life, or just taking care of myself. I mean, how do you define trouble? Right? I've had issues on the job because I felt like people were out to get me. I've had issues with feeling like the cops are out to get me. Man, this is part of the reason that I dress so well. I mean, part of the reason is just because I love it so much. There's lots of it in it. But another reason is because I feel like a cop is less likely to shoot me if they, and I'm wearing this, it's hot. I'm sorry, we late in the video. Whew, y'all, it's hot. I need to get out of this. Give me just a second. Oh, good Lord, man, it's terribly hot in here, you know, and I go out and I do all this extra stuff because I hope that maybe the cops won't see me and stuff. So yeah, I mean, do I have trouble taking care of myself? No, but I have had trouble. It's been uncomfortable. Yeah, it's been uncomfortable. It's been uncomfortable being a black man. I have previously had a diagnosis for a mental disorder, which may explain some of the things I've experienced in previous questions, or I believe I could have such a disorder. That's a very interesting question for this questionnaire, because I mean, the fact that I'm taking it means that I think I have a disorder. Why would I take the schizophrenia test if I didn't think I had it? But I previously had a diagnosis. Yes, when I was younger, a psychiatrist diagnosed me with generalized anxiety disorder and a bunch of other stuff to explain my behavior. So, and I don't know if it explains anything. It might describe it. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So if you were paying attention, class, this is one of those questions that you need to look at. But I will agree. Prescription medication may explain some of the things I've experienced. I mean, drugs, alcohol. I mean, I don't remember being high on anything, never any of those experiences. They may explain. I mean, I can't say they don't. Yeah, they might explain it, absolutely. Would I like a copy or skin to your email? No, I'm good. Let's see. You are the high. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no. High risk. Your answer to this schizophrenia screen. Oh, so y'all got me. Y'all got me now. Oh my goodness, that's so dope. I'm so glad that after taking this test online and answering it honestly, they got a licensed therapist. Is this BetterHelp? Please tell me this is better. Oh my God, are you serious? I can tell the future. Y'all saw me click that. BetterHelp is full of shit. Oh my God, BetterHelp is so full of shit. Are you serious? You better help. Oh my God, this is. Are you serious? Someone would come here whenever they're in. We heard you'd like help with schizo. If you don't get the out of here, I gotta go. Are you serious? Are you serious? This is a BetterHelp front. BetterHelp is a scam. Y'all watch my video. I'm gonna put my video about BetterHelp at the end of this video. BetterHelp is a scam. Of course they're here. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. It seems that I might need to talk with my therapist. I'm gonna, show him this video and see what he says. Yes, I have a therapist. Of course I have a therapist. I'm not an idiot. I can't be out here with a YouTube channel saying the stuff that I'm saying without having a therapist. You know how easily somebody could discredit your boy if I wasn't able to say that I had a therapist. You know what? That might be persecutory thinking. Speaking of which, so it seems like I fit the criteria for schizophrenia. I wonder if I get to choose which one. If I had to choose between, you know what? We'll put that answer down. If you had to choose between 3 to try to decide which one you felt like the situation therapist had after you've done all of your research and you were able to come and decide what diagnosis I have, what would you diagnose me as? After seeing all these things and after hearing all my explanations, I want to know what you would put. And there's a correct answer. There's an answer I'm looking for, and there's answers I'm going to get. But there's absolutely an out, and I'm not going to give any hints for it. So long story short, you guys let me know. Do your research. You can diagnose people. The only thing you can't do is diagnose people and bill for it. But we diagnose people all the time. What you think Karen is? A diagnosis. It's long story short, $25 iTunes gift card to the person that gets the answer correct. And there's definitely an answer I'm looking for, and it's going to be fun. So thank you guys for joining. I hope that this video helps you. Do your own research and put questions below, and I will make a video next week. I'll see y'all for class soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Future B. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it and watching it. And also, when you do your own research, be careful, all right? You're gonna come up on Scientology. You're gonna come up on Scientology. I am not a Scientologist. Sometimes idiots say things that are close to what's truth. It don't mean they right, and they ain't saying it with the right energy. But look, even if you have questions about that, how is what I'm saying any different than what it's fine. Just ask the questions. There's no wrong question. I'm really excited about teaching this to y'all, and I think this is gonna be fun. But if you run up on Scientology, just don't worry. Ask the question below, and we'll talk about it. I'll see y'all soon. Y'all, please, man, I think this is gonna be fun. I know it's gonna be fun. I know I got some people already coming up with stuff. This is gonna be fun as shit. I'm looking forward to doing it with y'all. Bye-bye.